Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Respectfully podcast. I'm joined by my co-host, my son, Boogie, my other son,
Danny,
and my third son,
Nah, it couldn't be me.
Manny, Julian, Masan, Andrew.
we're gonna be talking about Paige Bueckers.
Wait, so what are we going to be talking about, though, in this podcast?
We're gonna be talking about Paige Bueckers versus Caitlin Clark, who is the more accomplished college basketball player. Then we will be moving on to NBA, where we will be talking about the number 15. That is
we'll be
Denver.
moving on to the NBA.
Who should be wearing number 15? If Melo's number 15 should have been retired, if Jokic should be allowed to wear it. And then we're going to be talking about Mike Malone getting fired, and then Luka getting ejected, and what that means for the NBA, and how much it's affecting, or the officiating is affecting
One
the
more
game.
thing, I'm adding something. We're going to talk about Dwight being a Hall of Famer. We got
Bro, we're not talking about that. That
Yes,
is a
we are.
waste of
Yes,
time.
we are. Yes, we
That
are.
is a waste of
That is
a
big
waste of
You
time.
think he shouldn't be?
I think it's debatable, yeah.
That is not debatable, bro. We just talked about Carmelo Anthony having 6 All-NBAs, and Dwight Howard has 8.
Bro, you
And a
win
championship.
2 of any major award, you're a Hall of Famer.
That is not a debate.
MVP, maybe, I don't know about scoring title, but MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, first team All NBAs, like, you're in the Hall of Fame. How many Defensive Player of the Years is he have?
Three in a row.
That's a stupid ass question. We're not talking about if Dwight Howard should be in the Hall of Fame.
blocks a game.
Wait, so we jacking Tyson Chandler should be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
He has 3 Defensitive Player of the Years?
No,
I mean, but
but-
he's, honestly, I
He
wouldn't
doesn't
be
have-
mad if he was in the Hall of Fame.
He's an NBA champion. He's an Olympic.
Whoa,
medal-
whoa, whoa.
gold medalist.
That means absolutely
Bro,
nothing.
so we jacking like Rudy Gobert should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Nah, he's
I
trash.
think it's a little bit more than winning a major
All right, we'll
award.
talk. All right, so do you want to start off?
Let's
with
start
that
with
then?
that.
Yeah, let's start with that then.
All right, so then we'll do. I'll say like his
Tyson Chandler, his resume does not compare to Dwight's.
no.
What it was-
One-time All-Star, 3-time All-Defensive Team, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, and NBA champion, which really doesn't mean. And he's 1-time All-NBA. Like, if you're not a top 3 player on the team, it means nothing.
That's facts.
Mario Chalmers, like a chip, does not help his Hall of Fame case.
Nah. But damn.
All right, so first topic is Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer? Manny thinks this is debatable.
I think it's just debatable.
I think Masan thinks this is a debatable.
It's
But
just-
we're not about to argue about if it's debatable or not. Anything can be debatable.
Of
Do you
course
think
it
he
can.
should be in the Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
No.
That's insane.
And what's your case?
Yeah, you're gonna need to.
Like, I just don't, like, I just think a look at the longevity.
He played tape long
Wait,
though.
like,
He's an
15
8-time All-Star.
Great.
8 times All NBA. You get 5, you're a Hall of Famer.
Bro, you just sat here and went off talking about how Carmelo Anthony is not even. It's not even a question that he's a Hall of Famer.
It's not.
So then how is it a
top 10
question
scorer
that-
all time scoring title? Like,
Wait, say it again. He's a
top 10 scorer of all time.
okay. And what else?
Scoring title.
What else?
He finished in MVP voting at least top 10, at least more.
That does not matter when it comes to Hall of Fame voting.
Yes, it does.
Coming,
But I mean,
coming in 4th place matters.
I'm not gonna lie though, for that one,
He wasn't even
Dwight
coming
came
in
in
4th place. His highest, he came in 3rd once. Then
But
14,
Dwight came in
15,
2nd,
13.
4th for MVP.
All right, so I don't know Dwight.
Yeah,
I just love
what?
Melo.
Dwight was 5th MVP, 4th, 2nd, 7th.
Yeah, nah, then you can't say that
All
then.
right, you know what? Whatever.
And
Give it to me.
5 straight years, first team All NBA.
I just think there weren't enough bigs back then, so he's gonna make it.
Yeah, he was
Bro, there was
freak
what?
athlete.
There's more bigs back then than now.
Nah.
Yes, there
Okay,
were.
no.
Nah, yes, there
Okay,
were.
wait, no, I'll debate.
A small lineup wasn't even a thing.
Nah, they had bro. I read off the list of bigs. It was like Joakim Noah, Tyson Chandler. There was
I think there's more skilled bigs now.
Mark
than there
Gasol.
were then.
Like, I'm just talking about solely tall players. There was more people 6'10" and up in the league back then.
Oh yeah.
But I think the bigs now are more skilled. Like, I think Dwight would have problems, like as we saw in the league now as a center.
Yeah, so would Bill Russell. He's still, still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, well, Bill Russell was 6'9". He wouldn't be playing.
But like
man.
the people, Julian, you named, none of them probably average over 16.
Mark Gasol. Didn't average
Maybe-
over 16.
Powell?
Powell, yeah.
Did Joakim Noah ever?
He's a center.
Joakim Noah?
Joakim Noah was nice. Let's not do that.
Joakim Noah?
He wasn't nice. Like, we're not gonna do that.
What?
He was not that nice.
Bro, he might have his career high has to be 13.
All right, he wasn't. He's still like
Nah.
nobody. He would
averaged-
start
yeah.
on 90% of teams in the league
Yeah.
in his prime. Like
100%.
Yeah.
Defensively,
So
he
he's
was,
good,
defensively he's a
baby.
problem.
Everything else.
But it's
But
like
also, Dwight isn't even getting in the Hall of Fame for his offense.
Nah,
He's only getting it for his defense. I agree. Those 3 awards really help.
bro, you can't like that. This is nah.
and Mark was putting up like 16, 17.
Okay,
Mark was
yes.
averaging 6 boards a game. That's not a big. Yeah,
Dwight Howard is also 4th all time in double doubles.
Zach Randolph,
I want to say
He's a
Zebo.
forward. That's a power forward.
bro, it doesn't matter. They all interchange. Like they guard each other. They score on each other. Like LaMarcus Aldridge, Marc Gasol.
I forgot
Like
about LA.
this has Stoudemire listed as a center.
Yeah, they were
Like-
wilding. He was a forward.
Nene, Tim Duncan was still in the league when Dwight had his best season.
Tim Duncan was the best in the league at that time. He's the best big.
I think we get that's a. I mean, we won't do it today. That's a like he gets no love. He is an all-time player.
He's the best.
Al Jefferson, DeMarcus Cousins,
DeMarcus was the most dominant.
Roy Hibbert, JaVale McGee.
Boy,
man.
He had 2 seasons. Was giving LeBron some problems getting booted in the conference finals.
Doesn't matter, bro. There was way better bigs back then than there are now.
Absolutely,
I don't think they're better. I think there's more skilled bigs now. I think there were just more bigs then.
bro.
The bigs now are 10 times more skilled than the bigs that were playing then.
And
Name-
shooting
name
the
10.
3-ball, that's
Name
it.
10 that are name 10.
Tim what? Bigs are better now?
Yes,
I mean, give me a list of all the centers.
I mean, the list of the centers in 2010, the top scoring centers in 2010, 2011. Again, they have Stoudemire as a center. I don't know. Stoudemire, Dwight Howard, LaMarcus Aldridge, Andrea Bargnani,
Bargnani was all right.
Brooke Lopez, Al Jefferson, Al Horford, Andre Blatch, Nene, DeMarcus Cousins, J.J. Hickson, Tim Duncan, Andrew Bogut, Roy Hibbert, Marc Gasol, Noah Bynum. Those are.
Give me Porzingis over all of them. Straight up.
That's
yeah, but
Give me Sengun.
Porzingis
Porzingis
is
is like
prime Porzingis
It's a
is
problem.
top 10 centers of all time.
Give me Sabonis over all of them. Sengun. There's a league. I'm taking over them today.
Sabonis over all of them.
you're taking
majority of
Sengun
them.
over like a prime like
LaMarcus Aldridge.
yeah nah.
Maybe.
No,
Hell
you're not.
no, stop.
Sengun.
Over a prime Dwight Howard? No,
Sengun's 22.
I don't care.
How could you say that? He's wilding already.
Okay, but you're talking. You can't. We're talking about now. We said right now.
Oh
Not
yeah,
his
right
potential.
now. What's he averaging Sengun? I might take Sengun right now.
You can't even take.
He got them boys 2
Bro.
in the West. Nah.
bro.
Nah.
You can't. You
2
can't,
in the West is crazy.
bro. You cannot.
he
He's
averaging?
averaging 19.
That's tough.
19 back then is 14, nigga.
What?
You're
19 back?
you're gonna deny
19
that?
points in
Defense is
2010.
non-existent.
I'm not gonna lie. If you put him back,
Nah, that's
if you
fair,
put
that's
him,
fair.
if you put him in 2010, he's averaging 24. Who's guarding him? He's shooting threes. They not seeing that.
Shooting threes. What is he
Pump
shooting
fake
from
to the
three?
rack, easy leg. Who's stopping him?
Bro,
He's
everybody.
He's shooting 23% from three. What are you
No,
talking
he
about?
can't shoot these like that. I'm lying. But mid range, but like, give me Sabonis. Sabonis, I'm taking Sabonis.
Over a prime like Dwight
You're
Howard.
drunk.
I'm not saying a prime Dwight Howard, but
drunk.
over like the bottom after like the top 3 people you name, over Al Jefferson,
Hell
Nene,
no. I'll take Al Jefferson over.
all of them bums. Yeah.
I'm taking.
He said the name.
And then
Sabonis
the power
is
forwards, like
nice.
Sabonis is a center now.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Because if we're including fours, Sabonis is not a center.
I thought he was a center for the Kings.
All right, but y'all, you just name people who we know are not centers. So like we got it. We're doing
Nah, because if we want to include fours, like I'm going off height. What their position is listed as?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because then there's Dirk, Kevin Love, Zach Randolph,
Yeah, those
Powell.
Yeah, the power forwards were nice.
They were nasty.
All right, and you're naming people who, if they were playing in 2010, would be power forwards. Sengun, maybe not, but
I think Sabonis would be a power forward. Maybe.
1,000,000%.
I think Sabonis is diamond shit too.
How tall is
He's
Sabonis?
Isn't he 7 foot?
like 6'11".
6'10".
I don't know. Yeah.
He's
Look at them
6'10".
numbers: 19, 14, and 6. Bonus is like that. Sabonis is like that.
19 in today's game?
19, 14, and 6.
And he's probably
tough.
second option on his squad. 19 points?
He has to be like the fourth. Nah, I'm lying. Maybe like the third.
Bro, without De'Aaron Fox, he might be the first.
Nah, he's definitely the
Who's
first.
Zach LaVine and DeMar should take way more shots than
Word,
him.
I forgot they have him. They
He don't even
suck
shoot that
anyway.
much. They made the play-in though.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. The Suns lost last night.
That's the first team locked, isn't it then?
I mean, the play-in. Yeah.
Blake Griffin.
Now you're talking about BG. Now you're talking some talk. Put BG in today's game. Averaging 30, 38, and 6. No cat.
In the G League.
You're
He's in
dumb.
the G League.
You're dumb.
All right, so
But yeah, so Manny, I don't think he named 3 centers.
no, he didn't even name one.
It doesn't matter.
You didn't even at least name Jokic. Like,
Word.
That's the only one I can think of. Like that's the obvious choice. It's like you're right. I just think they're more skilled now. But I think you have to also, like you said, like you listen to people. Those centers then were probably all much better defensively, like the Marcus Sauls and all those other.
They were all
players.
defensive
Like,
centers.
They're all like Jokic.
Bro, I'm taking 2010 Garnett over
Absolutely.
every big in the league not named Jokic.
Absolutely, he still was dominant.
yeah, I'm taking Garnett too.
What do you mean? On this list, he was not even top 15 in scoring for power forwards.
Was
That's
the
crazy.
Celtics went to the finals and lost to the Lakers, or no?
No, that was the year after.
That's what LeBron was. Yeah.
The power forwards were nice though. I'm jacking the power forwards was dumb nice.
And they were all Kevin Garnett. How tall is Kevin Garnett?
Probably
Like 6'11".
Like all these power forwards are centers in today's game.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Let's get to the Paige and Keelan thing. Paige more accomplished.
Well, before we
More
talk about
accomplished.
women's college basketball,
Yeah, we should probably finish the NBA.
no.
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah, let's finish the NBA. But I'm saying before we talk about women's, we got to talk about men's.
Bro,
we
we don't
gotta,
have to talk about
we gotta
men's.
talk about the Duke Blue
We don't have
Devils.
to
We
talk
gotta
about.
talk
We don't have to
about
talk about the men's tournament.
Walter Clayton. We got to talk about how
All right.
yeah.
All right, so
NBA topic.
next topic is going to be the number 15 in Denver. Should it have been retired for Melo? Should Jokic be allowed to wear it? What do you guys think?
I don't think it should have been retired. I think Melo was still kind of in the league, but they should. Somebody in that front office should be like, nah, Melo really paved the way for us to be like a big market team. Like you're not gonna be
Big market.
Big market's crazy.
All right. He brought them spotlight. Who was on Denver before?
What
that?
free agents have gone to Denver? Like
Jameer
Melo?
Nelson, did he go? Oh no, AI.
Jameer Nelson.
Yeah, when Melo was there before Melo.
AI.
Okay, that's one player. Over the,
That's one of
Chauncey,
the most
Chauncey
influential of all
Chauncey
time.
Billups went there too.
They had a nasty team.
Nene, was he drafted by them?
okay,
I think so.
all right. So finish what you were.
I just think before Melo went to the Nuggets,
Bro, it's not a
Who
discussion
went
though. No matter what he did for the Nuggets, he left.
They
You
traded him.
no.
You don't think that was influenced by him?
I mean, obviously, but still, like, you just got to show respect. Like, Melo made.
Nah, you want out? It's over.
Yeah,
You're
no.
out.
You
What?
have
Really?
no- you have no.
You want out?
Damn.
Like Marcus,
Kobe wanted out?
The
What you mean?
Celtics have more responsibility to retire 36 for Marcus Smart than the Nuggets do to retire 15 for Melo.
That is crazy.
I honestly, I don't know if I could disagree with that.
That's a fact.
I mean,
what?
I hear it just because one, he brought him a ring. Melo didn't bring him no ring.
Who?
Bro,
Who?
who ring?
No,
That's
they got
what
their
Melo-
ring
that's what
right
I'm
after they traded him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Melo didn't get him. I'm talking about the Nuggets. I'm saying Melo didn't.
You're saying Jokic got them a
He
ring?
got them a ring. So I'm like, it makes so it's like. Yeah.
8 years after he's been wearing 15. What do you
That's what I'm saying,
mean?
but like,
They're not gonna
he stayed,
retire.
You know, I don't know.
I'm saying the second Melo left, the Nuggets had less responsibility to retire his number than the Celtics did retiring Marcus Smart's.
But like they wasn't bringing him no help. He had nobody.
Who?
Mello.
That's besides the point. He
said
wanted
he-
out. You want out, you don't get your number retired.
Nah, that's
They weren't
foul.
helping.
It doesn't matter.
But if he brought so much influence, why didn't they?
That's the GM. Then I don't know. That's on them.
What
That's
they had,
like-
they had J.R. Smith.
Yeah, they had J.R. Smith.
What? Let me see
Who,
the
J.R.
last
Smith and who
last
else?
squad he was on.
That's like bro.
J.R.
The,
Smith, Nene.
Ty Lawson.
Aaron Aflalo,
He was
Oh, he was pretty good actually.
Chris
Who
Anderson,
was their-
Chauncey Billups,
They're the power forward. Was
Raymond Felton,
Kenyon Martin.
Danilo Gallinari,
Martin.
Nene, Ty Lawson, Kenyon Martin,
That's a
Timothy
si- that's a-
Mozgov, J.R. Smith.
Yeah,
that's
that's a
all
s-
one team.
That's a
Wait, I thought
solid
they traded
team.
all those players for Melo.
Yeah, they all went to the Knicks. All those people went to the Gallinari, Melo.
No, they switched. They traded all those players for Melo.
Oh, word.
Nah.
How does that make sense?
This is
Because Raymond Felton was definitely playing with Melo.
This is the 2008-2009 team.
Oh, 2008, 2009.
No, they all went to the Knicks. Because I remember like Gallinari was on the Knicks. They had Raymond Felton. They had
I thought it was all for the Melo trade.
2009, 2010. So this is a full season before he got traded. They had Aaron Aflalo, Chris Anderson, Melo, Chauncey Billups, Nene, Ty Lawson, Kenyon Martin, J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
That's a roster.
They did? Yeah.
Yeah.
That team might be better than any Knicks team he's had.
100%
Absolutely is.
And
So what are we saying? He wasn't getting no help.
Second round booted by, I don't even remember.
Now we got
Jazz.
we gotta
That was
look up
first round.
Oh, never mind.
we gotta look up what their averages was. Them niggas they were just been playing trash, bro.
Yeah, had to be.
Let me see.
They had to be playing dirt.
Kenyon Martin finished 17th in Defensive Player of the Year voting.
17th,
He averaged 11 points, 9 boards.
11.
Chauncey Billups was their second leading scorer. He averaged 19 and a half points.
Balling.
Finished 12th in MVP voting. Was an all-star. J.R. Smith finished 6th in Sixth Man of the Year with 15 points per game. Nene, 13 points per game. Aaron Aflalo, 8.8 points per game.
He must have been hurt. There's no way. He's not a
Ty Lawson, 8. Bro, he had help. The coaching either wasn't there or Melo's just not a winner. That could be the case. I mean, he was also 25. No one at that young is winning chips, leading their team.
25, he was hoping.
The youngest you could possibly be in this day and age is
No, here we go.
26, 27 when Tatum only carried his team to the finals and won it all. Bron couldn't do it.
But that's tough not retiring. That's like Cleveland low-key shouldn't retire Brown's jersey.
Word.
He went out twice.
They burned his shit in the streets.
But he came back and won a ring, though.
Nah, but he left twice. Nah, we not jacking that.
That's
he left twice.
he can't. But he can't. The second time wasn't even that wasn't even bad, bro.
Yeah, because he
He knew they weren't doing nothing.
the mission was accomplished.
Yeah,
Won a chip?
he came back and won a chip.
One? Nah, you gotta run that.
Bro, I'm
He's gonna run
as
out
big
soon.
of a what's another word for hater? 'Cause I'm not really a hater of LeBron,
You're just like a realist. Like you just want to
but like I will not try to discredit him. But you feel me? Any way you can discredit him that I think is valid, I'm gonna call it out. And even I think like him leaving Cleveland the second time, like doesn't really. Even the first time he got a chip, retire his number.
The first time was crazy though.
Who ever thought about Cleveland winning a championship?
Never.
Nobody.
No one.
They were giving
They-
Jordan.
What you mean? Once Bron was there, y'all was making the finals and all that.
Went to one final.
To get swept.
Yeah, but y'all could have won a chip if y'all had the help.
Well, he brought that team they went to the finals with. I know this is off topic.
No good players.
Bums.
Yeah.
Just Daniel Gibson, Mo Williams,
Ilgauskas.
Ilgauskas, like
Saying that like he wasn't a top 10 big.
Yeah, Jonas Ilgauskas was nice. You're bugging.
stop it.
In the finals, he
Stop
played.
what?
Like, he
Bro,
played.
what?
He wasn't dominant.
He was, no, who said he was dominant?
He was solid.
Bro, first of all, he was like one of
What do
the.
you average, bro?
He was like one of the first like stretch bigs that I can remember.
He
Like,
was aight.
Bro was 7'3".
How do you even spell his
15
name?
and 8. That's probably what he averaged. I had to guess.
He averaged
15, bro. 15 is good.
What year was it? 06, 07?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
07,
06,
08.
07.
He had a down year that year.
What did he average?
12.
Total what?
12. What do you mean 12
12
what?
points.
Total rebound. How many rebounds?
9 rebounds.
Nah, 7-3. You gotta be
7, 3,
hawking.
12, and 9. Stop.
Yeah.
But I don't even.
Okay, but like LeBron was probably just delphing. Because the season before that, 17, 15, 17, 15. And then that one year they get to the finals, he had 11 or
That's when
12.
Be asked, like, we ain't got time for that. This is the greatest player of all time playing with you. You ain't got time for shit like
He was only playing 27 minutes a game.
that. That's
Probably his conditioning.
bro,
7-3.
he was. Wait.
that roster was trash, though.
That's crazy. He almost shot 50% from 3 in 2009, 2010.
Swooping.
Anyway, back to the topic though.
Nah,
So you think that Jokic shouldn't be allowed to wear the number 15?
at this moment, it doesn't matter. When he got on the team, they should be like, nah, like you can't do that.
So let me ask y'all this: should KD get his jersey number retired for OKC?
Fuck no.
For
No?
what?
Really?
Damn.
what?
What are we retiring? Just because you got drafted to a place
You're a great
and
player.
stayed there for 6 years. Like jersey retirement
That's true.
got to be minimum
10-year player.
Yeah.
minimum 8 years.
But Westbrook.
Westbrook
OKC.
being retired where? No.
They're
Wow.
going.
I think Westbrook has a bigger case ahead of him.
Nah, absolutely.
He won
Yes.
it.
No.
And he
was
broke
loyal.
he broke records. He broke records in OKC.
And he won no games.
But I
Like,
mean,
see,
bro,
that's he's more of a regular season merchant than Aaron Judge.
the
Like,
NBA nowadays, you know that they're gonna retire jerseys just based off of like you being fan favorite, whatever, blah blah blah. He broke records though. Like he was really, bro. He averaged a triple double 2 seasons in a row as a point guard.
stat padding.
OKC legend.
Stat padding.
He's a bigger case ever retired than KD though.
Bro was
Absolutely.
literally just standing underneath the basket, stealing rebounds from his teammates,
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
so I mean,
shooting 42% from the field.
let's stay.
I don't even know how he got the MVPs, bro. They really just saw averaging triple-double and said automatic MVP.
That's legit.
That was not the most valuable anything.
Well, he won it, and they were like the AC barely making the playoffs.
Bro, but you
That's
have
not
to.
the most
You have
valuable
to.
player.
you
It's
have
'cause
to
of what he
think-
did, the record
you have
breaking.
to think though, we didn't see a point guard averaging a triple double since Oscar Robertson.
It doesn't matter.
I don't give a
didn't
because
see
no
a
one was
player.
trying.
Okay,
If you-
I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying that's the reason why.
Bro,
he won
just
it.
he won an MVP, shooting
for
42% from the field. That might be the lowest field goal percentage for MVP ever.
Let's see.
100%.
Shit, Kobe probably up there.
42?
42 is crazy though.
That's
42?
because you know he's probably taking at least 20 shots a game.
Yeah, he's taking 24 shots a game. Like, what?
The MVP with the lowest field goal percentage in the season was Bob Cousy, who had a 37.8 field goal percentage.
Bro,
All right.
playing against
Can
Donovan
we- yeah.
like, come on, man.
Can we get somebody, like, in the past, 30 years?
Modern era.
That has to-
AI.
What did he have?
He had. Bro, this looks mad confusing. Hold on.
Allen Iverson.
I believe it was
Bro,
chucking.
what
Yeah, I was
is
chucking.
this?
But he was chucking them to the finals.
42% AI. Westbrook
Same
shot
as-
42.5.
Same thing. But but AI brought them to the finals.
Word. They were winning games. Westbrook was just literally like you said, static pads.
Static bats.
Nah, I'm not going to hold you. Every time I say stat padding, like 50% of the time I say that shit.
D Rose shot 44.5% from
Rob LeBron that season.
James Harden.
Nah, 44 is average for a guard. A short guard, that's an average shooting field goal percentage.
I wonder who's the highest.
The highest has to be Shaq or Jokic.
Yeah.
Or
Bro,
or Giannis.
Or Dwight. He was only dunking.
Nah, it
Oh, yeah,
was,
yeah.
Giannis probably got like 65%.
Jokic 58.3.
Yeah.
All right, so all in all, it sounds
it shouldn't be retired, but
it's no question the number shouldn't be retired or shouldn't have been retired for Melo.
yeah.
But on that topic, Melo, he's soon to be forgotten.
He's already
LaMelo
been-
got
he's
his
already-
nickname. Jokic got his number.
He's already been forgotten, bro. He was blackballed from the NBA. Didn't
Ooh.
Melo? He was no NBA team.
What do you
wanted to
mean
pick him up.
blackballed?
Like no team was picking him up.
Bro played on like 6 teams. How many teams you wanted to give this old nigga
But I'm
chance?
saying though, like he was still good enough to play on a team. But
No.
It probably was his ego.
Bro, it was 100% his ego. He said in an interview, I mean, I think he might have accepted the role. Or not even. When he joined the Rockets, he was talking about how his whole game, his whole life has been mid-range pull-up. Like that's it. Like he starts a game, gets his mid-range pull-ups in, and then he can start shooting threes and others.
Yeah.
And he said when he got to the Rockets, they deadass told him, stand in the corner, like you get
That's
5
crazy.
threes a game.
That's
That's
crazy.
don't like you're not allowed to shoot mid-ranges.
I did see that. I think it was OKC when he was with Westbrook and Paul George.
I thought it was the Rockets when he was with Harden and them.
Maybe, yeah. It might have been the Rockets.
Maybe I'm trying to think of the teammates he said because he was like the
think
coach
it
told him like
It
he was
Billy-
with CP3, so
it
was Rockets then.
yeah. Like they were like, yeah, as a team we only take 18 mid rangers. And he's like, all right, so I'm thinking I'm about to get like 6, 7. They're like, yeah, CP3, you take like 15 of those. And then they said like someone else against the other 3.
That's crazy because CP3's not even close to a scorer like Melo, but
Nah, but his mid range is automatic.
yeah.
So like Melo's is kind of automatic too.
Yeah.
Okay, but Melo was much at a much later part of his career. I feel
Melo,
like.
yeah, that's the downturn.
Should have damn near the same age.
True, but like CP3 was still, bro. CP3 today is basically the same he was back in the day.
he just can't score as well.
Yeah, like he's just not as quick. But
All right, let's move on. Mike Malone getting fired with, what was it, 5 games left in the season?
That was crazy.
nah, Melo getting blackballed is crazy though.
Yeah.
Bro played until he was 37. Funny
All right,
blackballed.
we're moving on.
Nah, we can keep going.
For what? That is not on the topic.
Nah, just admit he wasn't blackballed.
Now I believe he was. I didn't know he was. That they told me to sit in the corner. But all right, Mike Malone.
Nah, but then after that season,
Mike Malone getting fired with 5 games left in the season.
I just don't understand the
he's
logic.
somebody's wife.
Wow.
Well, it was clearly internal.
He pulled the Ime Udoka. Speaking of Ime,
Ime.
I was watching Friday the other night, and I saw Nia Long. I was like, oh, shit. Like it's mad weird. Like thinking
Yeah.
like that's all about him and Draymond.
But he was wild. Him and Curry was going at it.
And then Draymond was about to.
Yeah, and then Draymond stepped
He
in.
he also got into it with LeBron too.
Yeah, LeBron is. Yeah,
He said
even
some
keep that
outrageous-
same energy with Stephen A. that he had with Ime.
Yeah,
Yo.
but Stephen A was literally in his grill. And Stephen was like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right."
And Stephen A. said, "If you would have touched me, I would have swung on that man." You saw the video, bro, boxing.
Yeah.
He would have got up in the end of Stephen
Like,
A.
give me LeBron with both hands tied behind his back over Stephen A. Like, dead ass.
All right, so what do you guys think?
I think it doesn't make sense of why,
Wait, what was the topic?
why
Mike
he was
Malone
fired.
getting fired.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's just like you said. Like you said something earlier. Like it's like a locker room thing. Like, but still, like the TikTok you said earlier. If it's because of the bench players not knowing their role and thinking they're getting like they're favoring the stars, that's how it should be. You are a role player and are replaceable on a vet minimum contract. Like,
And the players
yeah.
you're talking about favoring, Jokic and Murray, they're better than the whole team.
yeah,
I think it was the GM that was.
Him and the GM didn't talk.
I think it was the GM that was.
But didn't
like,
the GM get fired, too?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So
I saw people talking about how he, like, recently was, like, getting on the players, saying they weren't watching film and
he said in an interview.
Yeah, like
They called him out off the rip.
that's he should. He's the coach. Like they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They
Yeah.
went from championship teams.
Yeah,
to-
you can't, like,
know?
good coach or not, you can't force a grown man to go home and watch film. Like,
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, then you don't want to win, bro. That just
He just feels like they probably lost their championship DNA. Like they do
they
not like
they
they
lost
don't
it.
feel like they want to win a
They
championship.
lost it the year after they won the finals.
Word. Like they don't seem like,
Like-
they want to get back there. They're like, all right, we're just hooping. Like
And also, like they players, they don't play the same.
but they lost, what's his name? They lost a few players from the championship team.
Yeah, they lost Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown, KCP.
I feel like there are other players.
Replaceable people.
But then the other,
Yeah, but
nah,
even,
but they were balled out in
yeah,
those
they were-
shows.
Yeah,
But then the other teams in the West just got better.
yeah.
Like, I don't know what they expect. You can't just fat carry them through. Like,
or with Jamal Murray missing. multiple-
Jamal Murray, he's
Not-
mad inconsistent.
Yeah, and he doesn't show up until the playoffs, which is a good thing. But if
yeah, that surprised me when I saw he has no All Stars.
yeah, he's not that nice. That's why.
That didn't surprise me at all
Why?
because there are.
He's had better playoff performances than
Yeah, but you don't get
most guards.
But
And
you know that you don't make the All Star team based off your
playoff.
playoff performance. It's how you're. It's
obviously not. But
okay, but you just
9 times out of 10, who can drop 50 in a playoff game can get an All Star appearance.
But he clearly has not been playing up to the All Star category, like during the beginning of the season, the first half of the season.
And that's why it's surprising. Because
Why does that surprise you? I'm
most
not
people do
surprised
not
by it.
watch Jamal Murray regular season games. So if you only see him in the playoffs when he's dropping 40,
You think he's nice?
you're going to
think
be
he's
has 5 All Stars.
I guess, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not.
That's a
surprised by
crazy.
it. That's not a crazy. I don't know.
Nah,
I'm
you just
not-
watch all Nuggets games.
Nah, but their team is kind of whack.
And they wanted to trade Michael Porter Jr. supposedly.
They should have.
He's
good.
He's
but
a defensive liability.
Oh my-
But they also can get pieces probably for him. Like some young team will be like, all right, great, we're going to build around this guy who's just going
You
to
do not build around him.
He'll complement our younger players.
Speaking of pieces,
What?
I got into this debate like a couple weeks ago. Who had more help
Oh man,
on their team? Jokic with the championship winning Nuggets or LeBron with
Jokic.
those
LeBron.
06, 07 Cavs?
Jokic.
Oh,
Jamal Murray alone.
That's not it. Yeah, that's not.
even
Yeah.
a debate.
Jamal Murray alone is a zero-time All-Star. LeBron had two people who had All-Stars on his team.
If you look at that 06 roster, that LeBron, that
Like you have to take the teammates compared to the league at the time. You can't compare teammates then to
All right,
teammates
we'll
now.
write it down. We'll write it down. Let's.
Write what down?
I'm gonna
The
write
teammates?
We'll come back to that.
I'm gonna write this down for next thing.
Oh yeah, I need to study up on that because I'm jacking LeBron had more help
really.
I want to look at the roster then.
relative to the league at the time.
No, but it's okay.
Bro, Jokic had 0 All-Stars on that team.
Bro,
No,
all right,
no,
all right.
coming
We're gonna
back
talk.
to that.
We're gonna talk about
Because
this.
because I need to think about that. I need to let the But nah, I just think it's weird to fire your head coach 5 games of the season. Like just keep him through the playoffs. Obviously, it's not working out.
And this is
There's no way. There has to be something.
Well, there has to be some. There's something we don't know. I think it's more than just roster. I mean, things happening in the locker room. There has to
Well,
be.
from the what I sent you guys earlier, I'm pretty sure they didn't see eye to eye. They didn't like. I don't know. It just seemed like they didn't agree on roster or the rotations. Whatever. Russell Westbrook getting minutes
Where he takes you to be
over
benched, as
some of
he
the guys
should.
on the bench.
and like
Or-
they 1 game behind the 3 seed, bro.
Yeah, it's,
Y'all know it was a 4 seed though. Just to throw that in there real quick.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? We the 4 seed now. What you gonna say?
Y'all could be the 1 seed.
But we're running
First
through the
round
West.
exits.
Well, the
What?
First round exits.
what other team
We're
just
sweeping the Lakers.
what other team just fired their head coach or their
The Grizzlies.
Yeah.
But the
Right now,
Grizzlies just dropped from 4 to like 7 now.
If the playoffs started today, you play the Nuggets. First round exits.
We're smoking them.
First round.
We have a defensive
In
player.
5 games.
Wait. We have a defensive player on the team.
All right.
On our team.
Who?
Zubac.
All
Zubac is giving Jokic problems.
right. The last NBA topic is going to be Luka Doncic getting ejected last night. I didn't see what happened, but
Yeah, what
the
minute?
NBA rescinded the
ejection?
the technical, the second technical.
You see, like that gets me tight. When they, like the little 3-minute report or whatever they call it. Why does that matter? The outcome of that changed the outcome of the game.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
Why are they telling us this after? It means nothing. They're not gonna go play those 3 minutes again.
Nah.
It's just a waste.
I think to fix that, they should start finding the refs.
Absolutely, yeah.
They
They're not-
need-
Hold them accountable.
Find them.
I'm pretty sure they not
They don't
gonna
find the refs.
There's
There must be something they do to put like a little tally on their.
It's
monitor.
like a write up.
But
Nothing.
you get graded at the end of the year. Like refs
they
get graded.
by themselves.
Yeah, they get graded like
the
by their
NBA
peers.
is not firing these. It's a union, so
Yeah.
they
Something needs to happen.
like worst case scenario. If you're graded, you just don't get playoff games. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get finals games.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but you shouldn't.
It should be something more.
It won't
There's
that-
there's like these games especially towards the end of the season.
When it's
You
this tight.
you cannot eject players because you are upset that someone called you like shit at your job. Like
facts. But it's like, nah. You really gotta look at it from their perspective. Because I used to be thinking that like these refs are dumb pussy, like mad soft. But dead. Over 50% of the NBA players, or just of all calls and no calls, over 50% of them that are complained by the player are like the player's wrong.
Yeah,
probably
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you got to deal with complaining about something he's wrong about all game,
That's true.
and then the one time he's right, he blacks on you. Like,
I
nah.
feel like it's one of those things like you're right, but like you know the nature of your job and you know like the type of people you're dealing with. You got to have tough skin, like, and you got to know the severity of some of these games towards the end of the season. You got to be like, all right, like,
No, the player has to know.
well, them of course them too, but you also like like some of these players like just because you're a Luka Doncic, you think you can get away with stuff like that, but like the refs got to know, like, season's almost coming to an end. These games matter. Like, just ignore it. Obviously, if he says something out of pocket, like,
No. The player needs to shut his mouth,
But that's not
especially
gonna
if
happen.
so then he gets teed up.
But also, Luka last night, he wasn't even talking to the ref. He was talking to a fan.
Talking to a fan.
I didn't see it. I don't know.
He was talking to a fan.
I'm talking about it in general.
But I'm saying, like last night, Luka was talking to the fan. I mean,
But he obviously probably said it loud enough to where.
But like the ref thought he was talking. It looked like he was talking to the ref. The ref was right near the fans. So Luka might have low-key been talking to the ref. Made it seem like he's talking to the fan. But the fan was talking crazy the whole time. But Luka pointed at him. Luka should have just he shouldn't have did nothing for real.
I mean, but he's not gonna sit there and
You let who makes way less money you talk to you get in your head. That's on Luka.
Of course.
You letting a fan get in your head? That's what they do, bro. He's rooting for OKC. Come on.
Yeah.
Spanked them the other day. That's why.
Yeah.
What happened in the last game?
They got
Bringing up
beat
old. Bring up the most
That
recent
was
game
2
they
games
played.
ago. What?
Right, so we beat them. I mean, they beat us. The game before, last time we played them, we beat them by 30 plus.
And then they adjusted, and you got spanked.
And you lost by
with them.
16.
All right, and we beat them by what? 20 plus.
Bro, they got their 1 seed locked. They're not playing for nothing. You shouldn't even have lost last night. They're playing for nothing. Y'all trying your hardest.
Absolutely. We need to make sure we get that 3rd seed. We can't afford to drop.
Y'all ain't getting that 3rd seed. Yes,
we are.
We wouldn't get behind y'all.
I know.
We about to get
Who's
that
left?
lead seed.
Who's left for the Lakers to play?
I don't know.
They play the Mavs.
L.
No, they play the Mavs tonight, I think.
AD about to spaz out.
Nah. Frying them.
Oh, AD
AD
about to go
about
for
to
a bit.
They ain't about to do nothing, bro. It's just AD.
They got Dallas, Houston, Portland. That's 1 and 2 in their final 3 games.
Let's go.
All right. On the topic of officiating, though, like,
It's definitely changed.
obviously,
But I used to think, bro, you have to look at it from their perspective. Like if someone's complaining to me and they're wrong more times than they're right, that's gonna piss me off. So then when they say that one thing that's slightly crosses the line, you're getting teed up.
You cursing me anyway after refs getting teed up.
Or they do it how the NHL does it. Look up NHL mic'd up videos. These be cursing the refs out, refs curse them out right back.
Yep.
They say shut the fuck up. Like that's how it needs to be. Let grown men handle it how grown men handle it. Like what is all this teeing up? Nah, because then when the ref says some out of pocket, then what happens to the ref? Nothing.
Yeah.
You got to put hands on him. Now you getting charged. Like
Locked up, contract, endorsements.
And I don't know if you ever seen that clip. Jeff T was talking about what's the referee with the unibrow, black dude.
Tony Brothers. I think.
Yeah, he said Tony Brothers was at the sideline. Jeff T's like his mom at the sideline.
Yo.
He said Tony Brothers was like, yo, tell these bitches to quiet. And Jeff T, Tony Brothers told it was like some regular girls. He's like, yo, that's my mom and sister. Like Jeff T, Jeff T was trying to fight him.
that's crazy.
Yo, that's crazy though.
Nah, if he didn't know, that's a little different.
He didn't know, but
That's great that it happened to be like.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, just let them bicker.
yeah.
As long as it's not slowing down the game. Calling a technical foul slows down the game more than them bickering. So just let them bicker.
Said let her up.
And the ref should be able to talk back. Both the players and refs should be able to just talk to each other.
I don't know.
I agree.
NBA is too PG for that. They can allow that.
Too
Bro.
PG, but you have John Morant throwing up gun
And
signs.
that's why they suspend him.
So
Throwing grenades
saw
into
the
the
celebration?
crowd.
They suspended him?
Nah,
Not
bro.
for that.
Teams not because of that.
They just fine him. Like,
Did you see
his new celebration?
Did you see his new celebration? He threw a grenade in the crowd. And went,
He throws a grenade. I said, nah, he's crazy.
yo.
that's a topic of his own, bro.
You want to talk about NBA PG? The NBA is not PG.
All right,
We're
one
not doing
player
that.
is one bad apple.
What do
That's
you
not one
mean?
bad apple,
Bro,
bro.
Melo every board. I gotta get out of here.
You got KG saying hell nah, trash as you know what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yo, he really threw a. Wow, what's wrong with him?
Cover his ears.
You saw what's his name? Marcus on the was it Mark? I think it was Marcus Hasser on the Pistons. He went to go do like the gun celebration. He was like,
Oh, yeah. I
He's
seen
trying to
it.
stop.
That's right. Not trying to listen. These players.
Yeah, he gets fined. That's a quarter of his salary.
oh, gee.
Well, he might not make the team next year, man. I don't know. But,
Nah, he definitely will. You're bugging. He's nice. You
He's
don't
in
know.
now.
You don't even know who he is.
I got the mindset of a
He
GM.
light
I
skinned
don't
or
want
dark
that.
skinned?
I don't know about the player. If I'm a GM,
Bro.
you don't want that energy in the team.
What do you mean, bro? He could be a good person, like
Doesn't
professional, and
It
just
hurts
do
the-
a celebration.
It hurts the brand.
You could, bro. Do you see NBA players like doing the Michael what's his name, Mikal Bridges celebration? That looks like a gun, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Different teams, man.
That's not, bro. You can't just say that.
It's different.
Anyway,
Nah, I mean that is dumb though. Like, find a new celebration. Why does everything have to be symbolizing violence?
yeah, like
Or just like guns and like
first of all, like you guys
Like
make
Millie
way
rocking
too damn
somebody's.
too much money to be like acting like that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh D.
Another thing too. Why?
Like, unless you're leaving the locker room after the game and driving home to the projects, you should not be doing any type of gun symbolism. Nothing like
Or you're going to the hotel to your mansion. Come on.
facts.
What
Like,
are you doing?
driving in a $200,000 car.
But also, it made me think, like, is it NBA refs, though? Because, like, NFL refs, I know NFL players be talking crazy. They don't be getting ejected like that for talking and stuff like that.
nah.
So it just got to be NBA refs for real.
A little soft.
I think that the standard for the NFL is like, these guys are crazy as it is. Like, just let them rock.
Yeah, yeah.
No, let them talk. Let them talk.
Like the NBA.
They probably
is
say
more
crazy things, though.
Like, oh, absolutely.
Way crazier than the
They're
NBA.
probably like
murderers in the
they're,
NFL.
I was
Yeah.
about to say they're probably like threatening each other's lives.
Yeah,
Like,
They are.
absolutely.
They're legit murderers.
the NBA, you see the NBA, they push each other. NFL, they throw hands with helmets on. Like,
Yeah.
Yo, who was that player who slammed his helmet on a dude with no helmet on? When did this happen?
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett?
Oh, yes. Remember that?
I mean, he
Cracked him.
missed.
It doesn't matter. He was trying to do that. That's crazy.
Nah, but I want to know what he said to him because
Yeah, to get that angry.
I mean, Miles Garrett at first said that he said some racist. But
Yeah,
I
he
think
said-
I think he tried to take it back, or did he?
He said the NR, you know.
nah, no way. What? There's no way he said that, bro.
Yeah.
But, like,
Like,
why
you need
did...
something to justify you about to take the man's life? What the fuck? Like,
But if you saw it, Miles Garrett wasn't that mad at first, and then he just...
He just snapped.
he had to say something
he's
crazy.
Also, he's also a football player, so
Bro, then the
something
next-
might have just.
yep.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm pretty sure he won Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Oh, that's insane.
Nah, yeah, you can't. That's when you're playing football. You have to be violent in nature. Like
You could
you could be the
running at
nicest
somebody.
person ever.
You
Like
gotta stay locked in. Like
yeah,
you can't soften up and then you're gonna get cracked the next play. Like
facts.
You know what's crazy too? I just thought about it. You ever seen a clip where Trent Williams punches Richard Sherman in his jaw?
yeah, after
Yo,
the
he almost
game,
broke
with the helmet on?
Post game,
No, Richard Sherman didn't have a helmet on.
That ass?
post game, right?
Post game.
I don't know if I saw
Yo,
it.
look it up. Yo, Richard Sherman's neck snapped.
But he ate it.
Yes, he kept talking.
was-
I was
he was
like,
like- he was
and
like-
Trent Williams has to be one of the most scariest humans on earth. Like, he
like,
punched
what-
you.
He was like, talk that shit now. Like,
Yeah,
just-
told that shit a bow. And Aaron Donald, one of the best linemen ever, after every game on smoke. On smoke. He put his hands up
Turn your screen. I gotta see this.
Yo.
Nah, the cables. I can't.
Here, I'll look it up over on my phone. Oh, let's go.
He fake ate that shit though.
Because that might have been like a palm. I'm not sure if that was a closed fist.
I'm gonna put you in.
Nah.
Nah, that was open. That was
Open hand?
Yeah. He like hit him like the base of his palm. Cause I see some fingers extended.
Jack me,
Yeah, they're different there in the NFL.
Sherman started laughing at him though.
Like I know, bro, is way bigger than him, but I'm going crazy. He had his helmet on. He had his helmet on him, grabbing, trying to twist that in his neck. Like, yeah, nah.
All right, last
No, that doesn't work. You run.
Yeah. He said you run.
last topic. This is Manny's favorite topic, and the only thing he actually has valuable.
That's not the last
insight
topic.
on.
There's 2 topics left.
There, all right.
College basketball as a
College
whole.
basketball, men's and women's tournaments now wrapped up. We're gonna start on the women's side.
We're gonna start on the men's side. How do you feel about Brody with the almost travel, no shot attempt?
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That was That was bad.
Like, I feel that might be one of the worst. I'd rather airball on the last shot than do what bro did.
Like, if you watch the replay, like, you could, like, Walter Clayton Jr., he covered a lot of ground contesting that shot because from where he jumped from was like he was basically almost inside the 3-point line.
But what's crazy, he still wouldn't have blocked the shot. Bro just wanted an uncontested shot.
He wanted uncontested. I mean, yeah. That's a tough way to lose the national championship game, but I was pretty happy seeing that.
Of course you was.
I was really happy seeing that. They were up 12, choked it, lost.
Sounds familiar.
Yep, it does sound familiar.
Up a lot of points, a little bit of time.
Duke did the same thing. And you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah, can't win them all or any of them. Or
the thing that's crazy with that is like, yo, if you at least attempt a shot, you might get lucky.
For real. Just chuck it up.
You might just get lucky.
Bro, there was like 2 seconds left.
I mean, he was just like an inch. If he would have just stayed on his feet.
And the person who's contesting the shot is like 6'1".
Is that a travel?
It is, yeah. Because he left his feet.
Like, so you can't. I guess you can't step before dribbling. So like jumping is kind of like taking a step before dribbling.
I would have threw the ball right off him. Boom.
I mean, he could have done that.
That's what he should have did.
But
that's too high IQ. In that moment, you're not thinking that.
He's panicking. Yeah,
I'm surprised he had enough time to pump fake too. Like, it wasn't even like by the time he did all that, there were still 4 seconds left when he.
And the fact that he left the ground means he was really about to pull it from that deep.
I mean, he's a good enough shooter to do it.
I mean, he was 1 for I think 8.
Nah, he had a horrible game, but he's a good shooter.
All it takes is one.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter,
Yeah,
but
some people just aren't built for the moment. Hitting clutch shots.
Yeah.
We can't all be Jason Tatum.
Here we go.
Can't
But
most people end up like Cooper Flag.
How do you
getting put in clutch situations?
How do you guys feel about
time
all
after
number
time.
1 seeds making the Final Four? Do you think it's good for the game or good for college basketball?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
No, I think it's no fun. You want to see the upsets. You want to see like the.
But it's over now. All the teams, schools with the most money, are getting the best players, and they're going back to the championship.
Yeah.
I mean,
word. That just brings in the whole NIL thing. It's like you're not.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like you're not gonna want to go to some other.
if you look at the teams that made it to the Final Four, like they only had, like some of those teams only had like 2 or 3 players that are transfers. I think the bigger issue, one of the biggest issues is the eligibility thing where you have 25-year-old grown men playing the sport going into their 6th year.
I don't think so. I don't really think age matters.
I mean,
like if they've only been playing college level competition, what does their age have to do with anything?
You 30 years old playing against an 18-year-old. That's type crazy though.
Yeah,
like in terms of like physicality, maybe.
Like, bro, Houston, their center is, I think he's a 6th-year senior.
That's incredible.
I mean, they're an experienced team. They're older. Teams like Auburn, they had Chad Baker-Mazar, 25, Denver Jones, 24.
But that all stems from that COVID year,
because
kind
they
of.
got that extra year of COVID.
So once that
Bro, Chad
class
Baker,
is done,
like there's not a problem if every school can do this.
that's true.
Duke's
too.
deciding to recruit people that leave in a year. Stop doing that. Like, what do you? They're picking their poison. They want to get the top recruits.
I totally agree with you.
So deal with them having no chemistry because they only play together for a year, and then deal with them leaving.
I think the transfer portal does allow for more coaches to have to build their team more strategically instead of doing the whole one and done stuff. You see it from like a lot of these teams like Auburn, Houston, like they built those teams, got transfers. A team like Duke who has 3 5-star freshmen in their starting lineup, it's like they brought in 2 transfers that were great, but it just changes the game. Like you have to build your team more strategically.
And then it also doesn't help when your best player isn't clutch at all, because that kind of messes with.
That does hurt.
I mean,
but
he
that
had
also
a pretty clutch 3 against Clemson to tie the game, but
any game-winning attempts, any game-winning shots.
he went for a game-winning shot that game. But the people who wiped the floor didn't wipe the floor.
That was
after
the one where
timeout.
that ass was not his fault. Like
That
you
was
could tell
crazy.
he
That
slipped
was-
on
bro,
straight
that
like
was, That was
water.
crazy. Not wiping the floor after a timeout where the team was standing.
I don't even know how that like
It's in the script.
Yeah.
that is like something that should be able to be overturned somehow,
For
some
real.
way. Because if it's like so visible that he planted his foot completely normal and there was just
Wiped
water,
out.
like that's you can't. That's kind of crazy.
It's coming next.
But then he has like 2 other times where he just fell on himself or tripped on his own feet.
The one against Kansas, he bobbled the ball and the ball went out of bounds. And then the one against Kentucky, or it might be flipping them. Either way, he turned the ball over against those 2 teams and they lost.
Oh, for how many?
They
What is
could-
that? Oh, for 3
Over through what?
in clutch?
Well,
I mean, half the time doesn't even get a shot up. 2 times
he can get a shot up.
turned it over.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just nervous. Yeah, he's not ready
The
for
third
that.
time turns it over, but he slipped and fell, so it wasn't really his fault. And then I think 2 times he's gone to that like
Spin. It was like a
that little spin
yeah.
and then shot. And
He's not him. He's not him.
You can't say he's not him.
He's
bro.
not him, bro.
Nah,
Oh, in the
no.
biggest moment, he's not him.
like right now he's not him, but that's expected. He's like
He's
18
years
years
old.
old.
Bro, he's supposed to be a senior in high school right now.
Yeah, he's not him right now, though. He's not jacking that. He's supposed to be Coop Flag, man.
I mean, bro,
The coldest white boy since Larry Bird. Are you serious?
Talking about Cooper, what do you think his floor is? Like what player comparison is his floor and then his ceiling?
his floor, damn.
I saw people saying his floor, or like, who did they say? I forgot. Someone, I think Bleacher Report or someone did like a NBA comparison for him.
Yeah, those media people, their comparison.
Ceiling, they said the GOAT,
Who?
LeBron James.
Jason Tatum.
They said I can see that.
What?
Their games their games are very comparable. If he develops a jump shot,
But I say he can't shoot like Tatum.
but if he develops a jump shot, their games are very similar, and he plays defense.
Tatum's a better playmaker.
Yeah.
But Cooper Flag he's a good playmaker.
Tatum's better.
Yes, Tatum has 8 years of NBA experience. But yeah, I could say that that's an accurate.
I can say
Comparison.
that. Definitely does not have the handle though.
Nah, not yet.
Or
I'm gonna say his floor is
clutch,
Kuzma.
or the clutch gene.
Kuzma.
Floor is Kuzma.
Floor? That's valid.
Yeah, that's good.
His floor is Kuzma. Ceiling, shoot.
His ceiling is probably Tatum. Because I can't
there-
see him like.
I can't even see him being that good, to be honest. I can see him being that good, maybe.
Nah, I could see him being that good.
His
Bro, he's-
ceiling.
Who's a player a little bit worse than Tatum?
That's what I'm
what
trying
my
to
mind
think.
went to.
But it has to be someone who's like 6'9" to 6'11".
Like a Paul
Who's
George.
Paul
Yeah.
Why not?
George
Because
is
Paul George doesn't play defense.
Yeah, he do.
What?
Nah, in his prime. Maybe Pacers Paul George.
Paul George played defense.
Yeah.
I feel like Tatum, because Tatum's like a top tier small forward, bro.
Yeah, but Tatum's also one of a kind.
And we got to think about what team he's going to be going to.
Cooper Flag,
realistically.
I don't think he could be like a face of the league.
Think so?
Like I think his
think
best.
so?
I think in his best seasons, he could finish top 5 in MVP voting. In his best season,
Wow.
we're gonna have to see.
I'm going to say there's no shot.
you think he couldn't even get to top 5 in MVP voting?
Not with like the players who be there in the next 10 years.
But who do you think is gonna be aside from the players?
The players currently in the league, like they'll still be there. Luka and all them still gonna be in the league.
Their drive isn't gonna be the same. Luka in 5 years is probably gonna be like
How old is Luka? 25?
I think he's 26.
26.
Yeah.
He'll be 31. That's
Entering his
definitely-
prime.
That's definitely his.
I say Flag ceiling is like a Torian.
Luka will be
Prince
entering his
type.
prime.
Nah, I think hit
Franz?
He'll be good.
I can see him being a Franz.
Franz, that's
he'll
a
be-
perfect.
He'll be
that's probably
better.
his ceiling.
He'll be better than Franz.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, a little
his
better.
ceiling is a little bit better than Franz.
Like Apollo, maybe.
Maybe.
But their games are different though, because
Not too much though. Apollo's just bigger than for real.
yeah,
How tall is Flag?
6'9".
Paulo's 6'10", 250. Paulo's
I
brolic,
feel
though.
I feel like the games are a little different because of how much bigger Paulo Banchero is than Cooper Flag. Like,
But Paulo's better than him.
Paul's better than him.
Coop,
Oh, of course. I mean, right now, yeah.
even as a rookie. Even in college, he's better than him.
Honestly, you know who a good comp for Flag could be? Nah, because he's just more healthy. But MPJ
Wow.
he was better than Michael Porter Jr.
in college, you think?
Absolutely, 10 times better.
I feel like Michael Porter just barely played.
He didn't even play in college.
Even, but nah. Well, I guess it's hard to say because of the injuries, but
And the teams.
So Paulo might be perfect, actually.
I think Franz or MPJ.
all right. Let's talk about the women's. Manny, this is where you know most.
No, I don't. I just know Paige Bueckers.
Who had a more accomplished college career, Paige Bueckers or Caitlin Clark?
Nah, like now I'm kind of tight.
More
because
accomplished?
It's probably gonna be Caitlin because Paige has low-key played like 5 years.
She won a chip, though.
Yeah, but
And she was hurt a lot, but
tore herself twice.
but
back-to-back
but
years.
let's compare the two teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like that's what I
Bro, it's Caitlin Clark. That's not a discussion.
I know that. Like that's the more I thought about it, I was like, all right.
When did this happen? Because before you were like, oh,
I still think all
Paige
time
is-
when their careers are done, it's gonna be Paige. I would
That
say
is the
right?
dumbest
That is
shit I've
insane.
ever heard.
That is
No,
insane.
that could happen.
will
But
happen.
college is not even a
It
discussion.
doesn't mean anything.
Nah,
I didn't even.
Shorty changed the WNBA in a season.
And what the Paige changed? She was changing NCAA. She just
What
No,
she
she was not.
change? UConn was winning before they got her. We're gonna be winning after they got her.
She wasn't even the best player on her team.
You
Paige.
did Iowa
Has he?
make the tournament?
No, I don't even think they made it.
Like what? I didn't even
Bro.
know Iowa had a girls basketball
The
team
only-
until Caitlin Clark.
The only thing that Paige changed was NIL for women because she was making the most money.
Yeah.
That is the only thing. In terms of influence on the game, Caitlin Clark did it in ways that no other woman has. She has women watching basketball. She has men watching her games. Can you tell
Bro,
me
Paige has less of an impact
Right now, sure.
or less of a legacy, honestly, at UConn or in college basketball than Breonna Stewart.
That's a fact. Breonna Stewart won four.
She won 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Paige tore ACL back-to-back years. Of course, Brianna.
So
Even if she didn't, South
and
Carolina won 2
Caitlin
of
Clark
those.
is definitely more influential than Breonna Stewart.
Yes.
How about this? Who's the all-time leading scorer in college
That's all you
sports?
have to. That's it.
Men and women.
That's
Caitlin
it.
Clark.
Yeah.
That's it.
As I said, I changed my perspective. I was like,
Nah,
yes.
don't change your perspective. 'cause
Hey,
you've been-
keep fighting for your life.
Yeah.
I said all time, though, it will be Paige.
Like
Better career-wise.
WNBA, you think?
Yeah,
No way, bro.
it will be.
No way.
How tall is Caitlin Clark?
She's like 6 foot.
Really?
She's 6 foot. Yeah.
Shit.
Damn,
She
Paige
look-
is 6'2".
They
I
tall.
didn't know they were that tall.
Sir.
Paige looks tall.
Yeah, she
Caitlin looks short.
Damn, she's taller than you.
Don't matter.
And I'm taking down Caitlin Clark, too.
Absolutely.
He said absolutely.
Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Yeah, bro.
Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, nah, you heard him, nigga.
Nah,
Your
stay
girl's
with what
about
you
to watch
said.
this.
Stay with what you said. We taking that out?
What did you say? What did you say?
Don't worry about it. Dab me up.
No, what did you say? I thought did you?
He said,
I
I'm
thought,
taking that down.
Oh, I thought he said I'm taking.
Oh.
I thought he said I'm taking Caitlin Clark over Paige. That's what I thought he said. Anyway,
You heard what I said, man.
you know what's crazy though? I mean, it's honestly not that surprising, but
Paige's numbers are better. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it.
Paige shot a better 3-point percentage.
Go ahead and say it. I know.
Yeah,
course.
Caitlin was pulling from
That's what
50.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't
That's
surprise
her
me.
choice.
Okay, but that
Who
doesn't mean
are-
anything.
Stop.
No, whoever more
Curry
points.
is the greatest shooter of all time. Does he have the highest percentage? No.
Fair.
What do you mean? Like, you have to measure the difficulty of the shots.
That's fair. Paige is going on all time.
Also, she had no teammates, so was getting triple teamed.
Absolutely not.
As soon as she crossed half court,
she just chucked that shit up.
Yeah.
Nah, Paige is going on all time better than her though. It's good to see.
Juju Watkins is gonna finish college more accomplished than Paige.
Than
Bueckers.
Paige?
All right, we don't care about college. In the WNBA, let's see what she does, bro.
Bro,
she'll be the best player in the WNBA.
Who? Paige?
Juju Watkins.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're not talking about her. We're talking about Paige and Caitlin. We ain't talking about these other characters.
She
Characters.
said characters.
Paige versus Caitlyn, all-time Paige would have done better.
No. That was not the question.
That's what I'm.
But the
I
question
should
was
do that.
no. You can't do
Not
that.
audible. Come on.
This is why you're the ad lib guy because you just don't. If you do not know.
I'm still even stand by. Like,
Next
like,
pod,
she's got
I'm
a chick.
introducing him as the ad lib guy.
Check this out. Cue the outro music.
Good night and good riddance.